Welcome to Vegas Live with Neal, and if I could tell you what goes on behind the scenes and how we prepare to get all this together. And then Aaron, who is one of my guests, he then starts introducing the show as his show, and he's introducing Neal. So this all got totally confused, but it's very entertaining, so I can go on different avenues. I have Neal Portnoy with me. He's been on my show before. I'm an amazing guy. And he was a little upset because I didn't know exactly what he did, but I don't know what anybody does because that's just how I do my show. I don't pre-interview anybody. And they think I should know everybody and remember everybody. I don't. Do you know why I don't? Because I'm human. Anybody human, right? Right, guys?
Absolutely.
And then we also have Aaron Phillips with us, and Aaron's been on the show before. Now, there's a reason for them both being here. No, they are not brothers. They've both got different names because, as we know, the men don't change. Well, how come men don't change their names, but women have to change their names?
They don't have to. They choose to.
See, he knows it all. What do you mean they choose to?
Well, they can keep their regular names.
I have my regular name. I have my regular name and my married name on my previous husband.
And you wonder why he's on wife number 3.
I was his wife number 3.
Oh, his wife number 3? No, I'm saying
Good
you wonder why he's
Lord, I
married
nearly
this time.
I'm very confused right now.
I've got him confused. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Well, it worked. It was
Neal,
very effective.
I wanted to get you confused.
Very, very effective.
And now he's on his 3rd wife, right?
Correct.
And you've been married 12 years, absolutely. But this is not what the show's about. The show is about, actually, I believe, I'm not sure because I don't pre-interview, I believe it's about a radio show or a podcast show or something you two are doing together. What's going on with you?
I'll let my producer, co-host, take over here.
Oh, he's the
Hall of Famer, too. You want to
co-host.
say Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Are you both co-hosts or is it
Well,
your
no,
show?
it's our
co-hosts.
show.
It's our show.
It's
I
both
just
your
do
show.
more work behind the scenes than he does.
I just show up.
See, this is how the show goes, and this is what's been happening for the last half an hour. They argue with each other all the time. I don't know how
Let's
they're going to
play
show together.
conversation.
He's my 4th wife. What are you talking about? I'm getting used to the arguing part.
Well, you didn't tell me you were bisexual.
No, I'm not. Don't put that out there.
Well, you just said it. You just said he was your 4th wife.
Working wife.
Well, working. Yeah, he's my working wife.
See what I
Thank
mean?
you for
I'm
rescuing
confused.
How
me.
about you're welcome.
Okay.
How about I answer her question now to save the entire conversation?
Comedy hour is over.
Well, we're always entertaining. Anyway,
Okay, Aaron, give me.
Sure.
I forgot the question.
but I remember. It's okay.
All right.
Together we do a show called Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Obviously, you can see why we named it that way, but we are not related.
Do you wish you were?
No.
Well, they both said that really, really fast.
No.
Neal's been in town, 5 years now?
5 years, yeah.
And I've got 24 coming up, and we met at a networking group years ago.
Yeah.
And
In town?
In town, yeah.
Okay.
And we're at his gallery one day, just talking about life and commonality, and how much we really did have in common. He's from Massachusetts, I'm from Jersey. Our sports tastes, however, you can imagine, are opposite, which
Totally
is a lot
opposite.
of fun.
But Jersey is not like Boston.
Well, no, we claim all the New York teams.
Yes.
Like I got the Giants and the Yankees, and he's the Patriots and Red Sox.
Well, when you ask somebody,
I've got Manchester United and Torquay United. That's from England. Okay?
Manchester United is owned by John Henry from the Fenway Group, who also owns the Boston Red Sox.
which now has LeBron James as part owner.
Correct.
Anyway, I
1%.
digress.
Let's get back onto the radio show.
So what we did was, after spending 2 hours in his gallery just talking about stuff and chatting everything from life to sports, we realized, because we had just threw out there, maybe we should do a show together because of all of this. And we talked about those 2 hours. And I was like, we should have recorded that. So we launched November 2.5 years ago.
Yes.
Our concept is very simple. We're just two guys who happen to look a lot alike, have thoughts and opinions on a lot of different things like entertainment, news, and what's going on. But two topics we really don't get into.
What?
Politics and religion. That's not our show. We want to be
Boring.
fun. Oh, no.
No,
Ask Rush Limbaugh if he were still alive what it's like to be labeled something. And so
Well,
we like to
it's
stay
funny.
away from that.
Exactly what Aaron is saying is absolutely true. You never talk about politics because you lose half of your people, and you don't talk about religion because you lose all your people. So you don't. But I have politicians on different degrees, but I'm very neutral, and I sometimes like to have them on just to get an opinion. And religion, I also like to have that on just to get the opinion, just to make sure it's not left out there. We all, in some part of our way, believe in some type of religion and some type of politics. So we that is part of our world, fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you all want to look at it. But I think it's part of the world. But you're right, keep it out of what you're doing. So what is your main topics and what you really talk about? Is this a radio show or a podcast show? What is this?
It is a radio show. We're on the Go Live Vegas network, which is broadcast 24/7. We do a podcast, which is Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We're on 7, I believe, different platforms all at once, reaching on a weekly basis 30,000 plus listeners and viewers.
So they must
all over the world.
They must be quite all over the world.
All over the world.
30,000 all over the world.
Yep. That's just within like a 1 or 2 week period from a show that we've done.
Yes,
because
okay.
we keep advertising and promoting our shows. It's called a podcast out of habit, but really it's a show because our studio is a broadcast studio. It looks like television online.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but they still have to record somewhere in some type of studio.
We do
no
not.
studios.
We're
you
live.
don't.
We do not record. Our show is live
We're
to
live.
the world. And as soon as
You don't record it at all?
No, we want interaction with a live audience.
So it's never recorded, and after that, it's gone.
After that, it's recorded and up on all the platforms.
I'm just trying to catch him. That's all I'm trying to do.
you won't
Because
catch
it has
him.
to be recorded.
No. Right.
But you have to record it while you're doing it, otherwise you don't have a show to send out.
No, our show is the recording
it's
is
live.
It's post production
See,
where
he's
it's already
getting all
recorded.
confused.
But people can tune in Saturdays from 12 to 1
That's so bad.
and see us live happening. So all the
No,
foils
see
and
us,
fumbles,
see you live or hear you live?
See
and
and
See
hear.
and hear. So
Because
I'm trying to clarify
yeah,
what they're doing.
absolutely.
I don't know.
because Go Live Vegas, our studio, actually has a downloadable mobile app. So if you're in your car, you're doing stuff, and you can't sit to watch, you can still hear it live.
Okay, so now we've got it sorted out where they are, what they're doing live, not live, recording and not recording. I believe they have to record it while they're doing it live, otherwise they don't have a show. So we got that squared away.
We don't have an archive.
You don't have a,
Correct.
excuse me, you don't have an archive.
She thinks she's trying to mess us up.
I'm going to mess him up, believe me, by the end of this whole thing. They're both going to be messed up and they'll say, wish I'd never met that woman. I'm just kidding.
You realize how quiet I am at this point?
Yes, I know, you've been very quiet. Well, he laid into me earlier. Though.
I'm
That was okay.
learning, I'm learning.
He's learning. Now, okay, so we've got this all sorted out, what they actually do. Now, what do you talk about?
I'll leave that to you.
Now, you now.
Let him answer.
We have interviewed many entertainers in town. We have them on as guests if they've got an upcoming show.
So they've actually taken my show, they both got together, they actually got my show and got all the entertainers and did it with 2 guys.
2 guys
Okay.
who happen to look
Do you know
alike.
that's the greatest compliment that anybody could ever have when they copy your show? People don't understand that. I'm not the only person in the entire world that has a talk show, so I don't care who copies my show. And good luck to all of them because that's why I do my show. I do my show to get people like you out there so we can advertise their show, let people know what you're doing. So now you actually interview entertainers. What sort of entertainers? All across the board.
Clint Holmes has been on. We've had this coming Saturday, Bucky Hurd from the Righteous Brothers. Bucky's coming onto the show. We'll have business people. We'll have
Authors.
What's your favorite topic when somebody comes on?
Oh, when somebody, I'm into the entertainers only because you just really don't know what they're going to say. Because people who are not used to performing, they're it's a little bit tougher interview because you're trying to get them out of their shell. Eventually they will because we make it very comfortable. But for me, I love the entertainment, but there's a section we do at the end called Getting to Know You.
Getting to know you.
Where
Getting to know you.
Exactly. That's our
And if
music.
he said getting out of your show, he's talking about a clam.
Yeah.
right.
Right. Is that the same thing where you're from? I just want to make sure that we're saying the
I'm
right.
not clammed up because I talk
No,
all the time.
I know.
I'm definitely not a clam.
So it's a 15-question rapid fire, first thing that comes to mind kind of thing, and we have
Really?
a lot of fun with that because now you're learning more about the personal side.
So they really do what I do, which is not pre-interview.
He's
We're
that
really
way.
getting into the nitty-gritty of this
I'm
whole
that
thing.
way.
I told them I'm going to get them, didn't I? I'm not going to get them. I love what you do. But
I'm that way. I don't do any homework prior to the show. He does his homework. He's got his sheets, and I'll walk in and go, "You got your sheets? Let me read."
Yeah, but I have to tell you something about this guy, Neal. He's brilliant, and he really knows an awful lot of stuff. But also, you're a sketcher. You do a lot of.
Well, I'm an illustrator.
He was an illustrator.
Illustrator. No, it's the terminology.
I'm getting it correct. Give
Okay.
me time. Give me time.
Yep.
He's an illustrator.
Yeah.
It sounds better, actually. You're very well known in town, and you're all over the place. And apparently, I didn't, because I don't pre-interview. I didn't know what he did before. But now I know. How's that going? Do you bring that into the show? Or?
Yeah, I did the logo, the drawing of the logo. But listen, I've illustrated the new hashtag in Las Vegas is "Have you been Portnoyed?" which means you've had a caricature done by me, and I've probably done over 250 of the entertainers in town, as well
what do you charge
as
for that?
Well, $350 for an 8x10, $500 for an 11x14. But then what we did during the pandemic was we took the entertainers and put them on coffee mugs, and then donated 50% of the net proceeds for every cup that sold for that entertainer back to them. So where they weren't gigging, making money, we gave them the opportunity to make some money.
And the ornaments too.
And we did ornaments and I don't know. All I do is draw.
Now, I've noticed a lot interviewing you that neither one of you are kind of interrupting each other or bringing stuff in. You don't do that in your show? Do you interrupt?
We do. No, we do.
So what would be a typical show you would do? I can be the guest.
Gosh.
Right.
Let me clarify that our opening segment is our dialogue time, because we have 45 minutes that we block off for our guest. That gives us our time to fool around and get into our conversations about, all this.
Fool around?
Well,
who won what? Somebody won
Look how serious they're getting.
Right.
I'm
Well,
just
listen,
kidding.
on our show, we like a lot of innuendos. This is your show. We don't know how far we can cross the line.
You can cross the line. I don't mind.
Then.
You can cross the line as much as you
Well,
want.
one of the funniest bits we
What do I
had,
care?
we had a guest on.
Yes.
Her name is Teresa Mala.
Yes.
She's an entertainer in town.
Okay.
And,
What does she do?
She's
Singer.
a DJ and singer.
Okay.
Singer.
And I had a protein bar sitting next to me.
Yes.
And the topic.
That's all he could get. He couldn't get his wife. He had a protein bar.
Exactly.
Well, that's where he's going with this.
That's where I'm going. Right. So, if you know what the innuendo is about protein in a relationship, without really, does everybody see? We have people here watching us, so I hope people.
You can intervene if you
There
want.
were three women watching, and all three of them went, "No, I have no idea." No,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We got one male
What do
watching,
you mean
and
a
he
protein
no
bar?
idea.
What is a protein bar?
Not a protein bar, just the word protein.
Protein.
All right. What
You
is
really
protein?
want me to go into an in-depth
don't.
description?
Yes, I do. Damn, of course, I want you to go.
Let's put it this way: medically, how are babies made?
From protein.
I don't know how babies are
Protein,
made.
right there.
I mean, if
Swear
nobody
right,
knows how
there
a
you go.
baby is made
So-
by now, we've got a problem.
So that little swimmer, as someone here is doing the hand motion, it is sometimes considered protein.
Protein.
So they call it the protein. See,
It's
I
protein.
now have learned something.
So, right, there you go. So I had a regular protein bar because I have to eat certain amounts of protein a day. And as I held the bar up, we started these wild innuendos with Teresa about protein and the innuendo of the swimmers and all that sort of stuff.
And it quickly took a left-hand turn.
It fell off the I was on the floor laughing because we just lost total control. Now we just have to say the word protein, and Teresa calls in and starts laughing with us. We don't know if she's going to call in, but it was one of the
But
funniest moments.
now what did you're sitting there obviously listening to all this stuff going
listen,
on.
I was
did
as
you know what was
oblivious.
going on?
No, I was
He's
as
oblivious
I
oblivious
knew it.
as them.
But this man knows everything, so I don't know how he could be oblivious to this.
Well, you smell markers all day like I do, you'd be oblivious
you
to
smell what?
it. Magic markers. All the artwork I do is done with magic markers.
I got a little confused there.
Aren't you
this
happy we're here as
conversation, I don't
guests,
know where
Neal?
this conversation is going. Anyway, let's get back to. But no, I just wanted to find out about how you create a show
It's ad-lib.
and how you make it
Yeah.
for people to listen to you. Now we've just heard protein.
Well,
That's it.
The thing is,
The protein bar.
We don't script anything on the show. That's the thing. So to try to recreate something, even when we have guests on, I have a couple of bullet points of things that they want to cover. But everything we do is ad lib, and sometimes
Now
we go
you
off the
keep going
rails.
left
Well, because-
and then you go
We go off
right.
the
Well,
rails.
because I go off the rails. In
In what way do you go off the rails?
Well,
He
I'm the
does
comic.
protein
I'm the
thing.
comic humor. So
You're
I'll
the
throw
what-y?
comic humor.
Look, he's
So
the
I'll
comic-
throw these one-liners in, and then he'll go, "What were we talking about?"
His job
Totally
is,
off-
right, tries to
offline.
get me off track.
Yeah.
But it's ad
I
lib. and
don't
it's fun.
believe Aaron could ever in a million years get off track.
Watch your show. You'll see how quickly I get them off
See,
track.
jealous is going on right here.
Yeah.
Jealousy. My producer had to leave the room because we were talking about
Do we have to-
protein.
do we have to
and
explain
he
protein
just
to him
didn't-
now, since
no,
he's back
no,
now?
you were explaining it to me.
Oh, and
he
he
was
left.
laughing too much.
Oh.
He had to leave. I think it's very humorous.
Is there
So-
white on the back of this? Can I go look at
No,
that?
you can't.
Oh, come on.
Who's going to
Do
draw?
me a
it?
favour.
I
That's
was
mine.
gonna draw on the back of it.
What? No, you can't.
Your producer.
You're crazy. You're crazy. I'm telling you, these two are absolutely amazing. How can people reach you? How can they get on your show? Because I don't mind doing this. I don't mind all my guests and anybody to come on his show. I'm not jealous like that, and I don't mind. I truly don't mind at all. Because what we do on our show, Vegas Live with Neal, is for entertainers to come on. We promote them so that they can get other work, they can get other opportunities, and they can do that. So I'm not jealous at all of what anybody. I'm just not. But I know in this town, you can't use my guests and you can't do this. I'm saying, you own them? You don't own any of them. Now, if the guests knew that, I don't think they would go on their show. Or they shouldn't go on their show because you don't own I don't own any of these guests.
Right.
But I promote like I'm promoting you two. And I just want to get that message across because Vegas is very, very different to any other place I've been in as jealousy of letting somebody else. I mean, all my guests they all talk to James Kelly. James Kelly has a studio here. He has a podcast here. And if he's able to use them and able to give them something, why not? You tell me. Isn't that a good idea?
It's a great idea.
Absolutely.
So So
where were we?
We are actually in Vegas, Las Vegas,
right.
and we're on Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. You've got your memory's gone a bit.
I'm back. I'm back. I took a little while.
So it's magic
I did one of those turns again.
He did a left turn. He keeps making these left. No, that's right.
That's all right.
There's
That's
a right turn.
My other left.
That's your other left.
Of course, if you're in England, you drive on the other side of the road and the other side of the wheel, right?
Yes. Well, there's not the other side of the wheel. It's the other side of the car.
car.
The wheel is still a wheel. It's
Still inside
It's still a wheel.
It's still a wheel.
I never knew that.
Unless it's the Batmobile. That's a half.
Do you know? Can you imagine if they had a square wheel though?
It wouldn't be a wheel. It'd be a square.
Oh, this is getting too ridiculous. Okay.
Anyway, how to listen to us.
I did it again.
We are
See?
We're
He
on
made
Facebook,
a right turn.
Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. We also have our website, Twin Brothers.
Is that the name of the show?
Yeah.
Twin Brothers
From Different
From different mothers.
If we named it anything else, we'd forget. This way it's consistent. We never forget the name of the show.
They wake up in the middle of the night, twin brothers,
Exactly.
twin brothers, different mothers, twin brothers, different mothers, and then they remember it.
You know how long it took me to get that? Because I used to say twin brothers from other mothers.
Do you know Frankie Citro?
Yes.
Of course you do. We had
Who doesn't know?
Right. We had Frankie on for a guest.
Shouldn't want to know.
And he's done some promo commercials for us. Hysterical.
Oh, he's funny.
He's like, I'm going to come by at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you better be watching. Well, now, those people I talk to, they're tuning in Thursday so they don't miss Saturday's show. He's hysterical.
He's funny.
He's
yeah,
very
really
funny
cool.
guy.
Even just his commercial for us, I posted. Just the commercial's gotten 30,000 hits.
Yep.
Just the commercial.
Yep.
That's
crazy.
amazing. See, that's the idea of what we all do,
Yep.
and that's what we do. We promote. I presume you're doing the same thing. You're
Yes.
promoting them.
It's not about us.
It's not about us. It's about them.
No, this is not about me either.
Right.
It's about promoting these, my guests and helping them to get on. So anyway, you can see you have your own YouTube.
YouTube,
They
Twin
have
Brothers.
YouTube. They have Instagram. They have Facebook. They have Twitch.
Paris-
Twitch. What is Twitch?
It's just another one
Twitch
of these
is another
social media.
TikTok.
It's like Twitter, but with a couple little letters mixed around. That's all I got.
Don't do your
And
hands
he-
like that. The
and-
lady in the back's going
Oh,
to
she's doing the fish thing again. I know.
Are we? We're going back to protein.
Back to
See
protein.
how easy it is?
Always.
There you go.
Anyway, they've been amazing guests, absolutely wonderful. Nothing like having a little sense of humor, a little laugh, and moving along. We've been in hard times, but not really. This pandemic has not affected me one bit. And I don't think it's affected you either, because we have all found another avenue and other things that we haven't really done or haven't concentrated on. And we've all of a sudden, we've got all this lovely time, and we've put them together and made ourselves actually better. Because we've got all those. You've
come back stronger.
You've got no little jobs left, because you've done all your little jobs, you've done all your stuff. Now you're preparing yourself to get all this together. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Neal.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Aaron. Absolutely amazing.
See how long it
Good.
takes for you to recover from us being here.
The
Yeah,
word,
well,
the
my
word
next
of the
guest
day
is waiting.
Word of the day is protein.
Protein.
Just remember protein.
Word of the day.
A little fit. Never mind.
Back to protein. What do you do?
I don't know. I was copying what she was doing.
Oh, you copy what's she
Shouldn't it
doing?
be more like this, though? I mean, more of the...
I don't know. Just eat your protein and enjoy everything. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon. But don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe, because if you subscribe, we become bigger and better, and more of you can see what we're doing and what we're trying to help in the entertainment business and the business world out there. Take care. We'll be back with our next guest.
So after all is said and done, one final guest My twin brother from another mother, from a different mother, from any other mother, Mr. Neal Portnoy.
You calling me a mother?
I'm calling you a mother.
You're a mother. Listen,
Nice of you to join us in
well,
rain.
it's not just raining. I think I went by Lake Las Vegas 4 times. And I gave each one a different. It's pouring in Las Vegas. So those of you who say we don't get rain in Las Vegas, wrong.
He got his hair wet and everything, and we're not just talking the goatee either.
It's
Anyway, great night tonight for Johnny back here.
got a packed house, great, doing wonderful, very talented guy, as everybody knows. And if you haven't had the opportunity to, go see him perform live, Bobby Mayo's tonight till what, 10 o'clock?
I think 9, but it could be 10. The show will go on until he stops playing.
Packed house.
Guest singers?
Just singers, yeah.
Guest singers. He's had a couple of people pop up with him.
I'm not going to be one of them.
I hope not. No, just keep drawing.
Keep drawing, right. You got it.
Tell everybody where they can catch us.
You can catch us everywhere on the web.
Just about.
Twin brothers from different mothers on YouTube, on my tube, on his tube, everybody's tube.
Facebook, Go Live, you name it. Just look us up. We're out there. And Saturdays from 12 to 1.
The fastest growing podcast, not only here in Las Vegas, but nationally, and we've had international calls on the show.
Yes, we have.
With our producer, our director, the guy behind the camera.
As he is right now.
Right, does all his technical stuff.
People wonder if he really exists because nobody ever really sees him.
Well, if I grab the camera and have him stand, no, we're not going to do that. Okay. He's like me. I won't sing. He won't get in front of the camera. He's behind the camera. Great job, Aaron. Looking forward to this week's show.
Yes.
It's going to be a great show.
Who's on this week? Oh, yes. Jelani is here from RJ Wellness. He'll be on with us on Saturday talking about good health and a device. Now, for those with sore muscles like knees and shoulders, or to wrap yourself up. 12 o'clock this Saturday, GoLive.Vegas, Facebook, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, YouTube, you name it, we're there. We'll see you next time. Join us, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers.
If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Neal on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Neal.